one of the team members, one of the Liquid members, who they think it is. Zai is going to be joining us for a winners interview. Zai, congratulations. Can you help us on the panel here? Who do you think deserves MVP on the team?
Say yourself for the last game.
I mean, I'll say myself. You guys, I was hearing you guys. You said Mikke. I think Mikke was feeding a little bit, so I don't think Mikke and Boxy was. Boxy played well. Nisha was feeding a little bit as well, but yeah, I'll take it. It's fine.
Yep,
I think we said everyone except Mikke, actually.
Yeah, we said Mikke for game 1.
Yeah.
And then game 2, it was between you and Boxy. So I like it, Zai. I like the confidence. How was the confidence for the team, though, coming into this series? I mean, you guys needed the win to go to Berlin, and you get it. So congratulations on that one as well.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's been good. I think we had a rough first match of this season, but then since then I think we've been doing well, and I think we're building on, just practice and matches as well. So it's looking good. We have one more match now that we kind of have the angle to get top seed as well. So yeah, we're coming up. We're still gonna try our best, and hopefully we get first place.
Sounds good.
Okay, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask, when you guys, this can apply to DPC or majors or anything, when you're studying a team that you have to play, how do you approach that? Do you come up with your own ideas that you want to use against them? Do you look at their wins and what they're doing well and how you can beat that? Or do you look at when they lose and how other teams are exploiting them? How is it all balanced?
Well, I think a lot of teams have identities, right? And I think, I'm sure most people watching can tell. I'm sure you guys can tell, and we can also, maybe it's not entirely true. What we think of the team is how they think of themselves. But looking at their matches and kind of studying what they want to do, we kind of identify things that maybe we want to try to deal with, and maybe some things that we don't want to deal with. So for example, today, I mean, we were pretty confident that they're going to play Primal Beast, but we decided that it's not worth investing in Banditu, and instead we'll try to play against it and try some stuff that we have prepared for it. And yeah, it's kind of like that. You look at a team and you see what you want to deal with, what you don't want to deal with. For example, Lima Major, we decided that we wanted to deal with Lina. It worked out so, but you always got to pick your poison, kind of, and every team has different types of poison.
Okay, so then you're going to the major. When you travel there and when all the international teams come in, are you guys going to prioritize scrimming with the other regions that you don't usually get to, like China and Southeast Asia? Do you rate them highly, or are you just going to sort of continue to scrim with the people you have been?
I mean, I think we're lucky to be in, we're in a very competitive region, so I think scrimming, we scrim, most of the time we scrim CS teams or Western European teams, and it's always good practice, but it's also always good to get, nuances and to see things that other regions are trying, because sometimes it's hard to, we can see patterns. I was listening to you guys earlier today, you mentioned that China loves to play Enchantress, which we can see as well, but then it's one thing to see it, and it's one thing kind of to play against it and to kind of experience it, because it's a different thing. A first pick Ange might not look so scary, but then you end up playing against it, and then oh, that's why it's first pick, and it all kind of makes sense. So it's always good to play different types of teams.
Yeah, and speaking of horrible heroes no one wants to play against, Brood is still extremely banned in Dota. Why do you, what are your thoughts on that? Were the nerfs just that insignificant? How is this hero still so good?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think Brood is that strong. I think come the major and maybe leading up to the major, I think we'll see teams experiment a little bit more with playing into it. But I think it's also just, you're playing this DPC season, and every game is especially in our region, every game is do or die. It's you might go to Div 2, you might go to the major if you drop a game here and there. So I think it's, Brood is a spicy hero. Things can go very wrong when you play against this hero. So it's sometimes it's kind of chill just to not worry about it.
All right, thank you very much, Zai.
Okay, so in comparison to last year, this season, obviously the DPC stretches are shorter. Are you noticing a difference in terms of your team's preparation, in terms of rest? Do you feel like you can play more at a higher level because there's a little bit of off time, or and what are you spending the time on as a team when you have these breaks in between seasons?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure how. We've only had one, I guess, part of the season, and to be honest, I don't feel like there was a break, to be honest, because we played the first DPC season, then we went into boot camp for major, and then we played the major, and then we went home, and then it was season 2. So it's kind of hectic. But what I do like is that the season doesn't drag on. It's all kind of concise and it's shorter, and I think compared to last season, it's much better that way. Because, for example, we get to use the second part of the season to prep for the major, which is really helpful for us. And I think it's also just nicer for kind of the storyline of the season, that everything is sort of compact, and you don't have to wait, 6 weeks last season for kind of things to be finalized, and you kind of have more than 1 or 2 matches a week. So it's nice. I like it, and I think it's much better than last year. Yeah.
How many off days are you guys having with the DPC only being 3 weeks? Or are you guys doing something every day, whether it's scrims or replays? Are you guys always meeting together as a team?
I mean, throughout this season, we've been pretty much, maybe averaging 1 or 2 off days per week, and then if we don't have matches, we'll be scrimming. So I'd say somewhere along 1 to 2 a week. But then obviously, once our season is done, now we'll probably have a few more days off before we get into major prep and major boot camp. But yeah, it's a busy life.
Yeah.
How scheduled is your training regimen? Like, is it very set times that you have? We train every day from this to that. We watch replays from this to that, and this day of the week is off, or is it kind of just plug and play depending on how the week looks at any given time?
Pretty much, because sometimes you'll be scheduled matches on certain days, and then it kind of makes it hard to be consistent with having Fridays or Saturdays off or whatever, because you might have a match. But it's pretty much usually after a match day we'll have an off day.
Okay.
And we kind of keep it rolling with that. And as for set times, I mean, probably start at 2 most days and go until like 7 or 9 or something. Usually just play two sets a day, so it's not too hectic. But you clock in and you put in the hours, and hopefully results will come.
Awesome. One more question about the fact that you guys are going to Berlin Major now. What are you excited about to do in Berlin, and which region are you most excited to play some official matches against?
I think it's always fun playing SA. I think they're very fun. I think Talon is a very interesting team as well. So looking forward to those two, and then whatever comes out of China this season as well. It's LG and Astros, I think, are no quantities, and they're on their good way to make the major, and then we'll see the other teams as well. As for Berlin, I think I just want to raid Jabba's house, to be honest. And that's about it.
All right, it sounds like you're going to have a fun time then, Zai. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations again on the 2-0 and for making it to the Berlin Major.
Thank you.
See ya.